second. I'll get you a little bit. I'll get you a little bit closer.
I got the last start at the surface at it.
Kind of around the corner here.
Gosh, this stuff could be off here.
If it is, I hope he got my good side.
Definitely he's an industrial photographer. He works for a mining company.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Both last
Get all the things.
So how long does he kneel there? Until you run him over? Or?
Or until that motor does.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I think we're out of time, so that's about as far as you get to go.
How far is it one lane then?
The whole way, a lot of places are one lane. There's only a certain section.
Can you see him anywhere? Is that photographer?
He's up on the hill here taking pictures.
Let's take some more pictures, guys.
There's different pullouts up here, but when you have a bus, you can't really pull off too much.
Okay, give him a big call and see if there's any big things coming down. I didn't see those.
School bus starting up the surface at it.
You can't take them off. They're like, okay.
So off to the right as we go up here is the conveyor at it. It's another tunnel. It's running parallel to what we're driving up the surface at it. There's different crossovers to get there. There's 8 of them. We'll try to show you that as we go out. You guys all smell that French fry smell?
We got McDonald's down here?
What it is we just switched. We turned over to biofuel. We're running 75% biofuel.
Oh, sweet.
Which is
wow, it feels nice.
cooking grease, pretty much.
Yeah, what's the water
Groundwater. This time of year it gets a little more because of runoff and melting. So this isn't normally this drippy. It always does drip a little bit, but not this much. We pump about a little more than 1 million gallons of water out of this mine every day. That there is the start of 3 belt. Okay, so the primary crusher, it crushes it down to that soccer ball size that you can see there. And then it dumps into a big mined out opening, which will hold 20,000 tons of coarse ore, which is what that's called. Then there's vibrating feeders right below that mined out opening. And that will that dumps onto the belt here and then goes all the way out to the surface from here.
I'm amazed at how steep it is in here.
You know, most mines you go down into
Yeah.
stockpile, but this is where they normally back into and dump into that dump pocket. It's about 25-30 feet deep.
And that lands on a conveyor?
Yeah, it's a bin right there, and then there's a vibrating feeder that feeds it out onto into a crusher. Once it gets crushed, it goes onto the conveyor. He's gonna get adjusted here so you guys can look down there.
So pretty.
This is pretty much a whole operation that you can see out here. That's visible from the surface. That's what you would call our footprint. You can see the big tailings pond down at the very bottom. That's where we run all of our tailings to. So we were just down at that mill down there and came underground right by the mill.
Yeah, there we go. You want to zoom it in, Shani?
Yeah, I already did. Okay.
So it goes all the way up to that lake.
Were we
What's
down
it?
there?
We were. We went in the mountain down to the bottom.
You know, when a lot of people picture mining, they picture the Berkeley pit or a big open pit mine. You know, that's why it's good for you guys. I know I'm really happy you guys came up here, because this is what our impact is right here. This is what our footprint is. It's nothing like what we get portrayed as being as far as mining goes. And when we're all done, they're going to take every bit of that building, all those buildings out of there, and they're going to turn the slope right back into what it was, and it'll be just like 2 little green meadows when it's all said and done. And then hopefully down at Tails they put up a golf course. That's what I'm hoping.
Or a zip line.
Yeah.
Zip line
be
from
so
here all
much
the way down
fun.
there.
Yeah.
It would be expensive as hell, but it would be amazing.
What is the purpose of this portal?
Like let go because it would be like way too
Well,
loud.
it's really a fresh air intake for one.
This is actually where they started.
Yeah.
They started mining.
Should we get out of the way?
No.
It looks like that's
Kinda
our,
sounded
actually,
like
that's
an
our newest
airplane.
truck right there.
Yeah, that's the truck we just bought a couple months ago.
Didn't it sound like an airplane landing or
Let's
something?
get many visitors, so give them a wave.
So that's a Cat 60-ton haul truck. That one I think we just paid $1.3 million for.
And he's backing up to... He's going to dump here because the primary crusher's getting worked on today. They dump it in here to have it closer to the crusher. Normally he would drive up to that dump pocket we looked at. You guys want pictures, now's the time to take them.
Taylor, I got it with you.
You can see the lights on. It's going around.
Guys, watch the camera guy, he'll tell you where to go.
It's about 55% solids coming down, and then so you can see the scraper ditch here is what they use to build this 10-foot lift that we're on, and then they just put gravel on top of that, and then so we'll run in here for a little better than a year. We just started in here last month, and it'll take us about a year to fill this cell up, and then we'll build up cell 2 this summer, and then we'll move back over to cell 2. You can see down on the far end, it's kind of hard to see, but clean out where that boom truck is. You see they've got sprinklers going. They're trying to irrigate to keep the dust down. Windy days is a tough deal down there.
That bad dust.
Well, none of it's good, that's for sure.
What's up?
But the other thing you can see is, you know, you've heard lots of people talk about tailings ponds. It's really not a pond, it's an impoundment. It's basically the same thing as beach sand. And, you know, you can drive on it. We run equipment around on it after it dewaters. In the shutdown period, I was out here for about 8 years. In the shutdown period, we had it all covered with grasses and natural vegetation. And we had about 50 head of cattle running around on top of it. So, you know, it's not near the big nasty pond that everybody talks about. Okay, let's see if we can get back off here in one shot.